Welcome, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. This is the Krakens Lair Comics with a live unboxing of some super key issues. So stay tuned. I know that was wrenching. All of my 80 something subscribers. I really thank you guys for sticking with me. I know my chankle, my channel is janky. See, channel, janky, chankle. I know my channel is janky, but I do have really amazing comic books. And what we're doing this evening or morning, or depending on your time zone when you're seeing this, um, Chris from the We Love Comics channel very rarely does auctions. And I mean, his collection is amazing. It's like, oh, I only own 5 copies of Daredevil #1. I only own 3 copies of Fantastic Four #1. It it's it's a very smart tactic. If as you, me, you, you, as a comic collector, if you can get multiple copies of key issues to where you find where you might need to sell one, um, there's a lot less seller's remorse if you still have that book in your collection, and that's great. I mean, I applaud you, sir or madam, for being able to do that. More than not, I key issues and stuff like where I had the money, where I found a deal, I was like pounce, and I wasn't able to stockpile um, multiple key issues. Now, one of the books in this We Love Comics live unboxing is one I sold recently. Um, I, I think I've shown, but I don't know if anybody cares. Like this scar right here. Like I was changing my tire in my driveway, and the bicep tendon just popped off the bone. So they had to go in, drill through the bone, reattach it. Honestly, I mean, it didn't hurt that bad because tendons don't have nerves and bones don't have nerves. And when I found out actually what I did, I was like, I had worked for 4 days waiting for the MRI results to come back to go what? I did what? Cracking, man. What? But I had some medical bills, so I sold some comics, you know. And immediately I was like, why are you gone from my collection? You amazing books. I love you. I want you back. Chris, the We Love Comics channel, probably in some sort of similar situation where it's like, oh, I need some funds to do whatever. I don't care if you want to go on a vacation, but he was like, well, I've got these issues I can let go of. And for comic book collectors, I mean, it's something to consider. It is very hard to let go of anything in our collection. It really is. And I get back to I'm not trying to build a comic book museum. I'm not trying to leave 20,000 comics, after my demise for, family members to, navigate or know they're doing or what's valuable, what's not. I'm turning 53 this October. It's something to consider. How long are we going to hold on to these books? But still, like, when I sold them, I was like, sad face. To the auction, I was able to get a book that I had sold, and I was able to get a book, a major. I need like balloons or major first appearance of a character that I've never owned. And at the We Love Comics channel's own admission, it's the only copy he had. But, other stuff going on. It's a comic book. So, we're going to do this live unboxing. And now I get to the janky part of my channel where I have to turn the phone. So, we're going to try to do this without it. Oh. This closer than you ever wanted to see me. So we're going to... All right. I think I'm going to move this. Comic books are coming, people. Stick with me. I promise you. All right. Yeah. That's better. All right. Now, I have shared stories of, comic books showing up in a bubble wrap, in a, like, literally a Ziploc freezer bag, no, nothing, no bubble wrap, no, nothing. Now, here's Chris. Do not crush. Fragile. Do not crush. Hiding our personal information. Do not crush. Do not crush. Do not crush. Now, this is in a thick, heavy box. This will not fit in your mailbox. What Chris is doing here is eliminating the possibility of your mailman going like, oh yeah, man, I'm just going to shove this in your mailbox. And now your amazing comic books are destroyed. So these are videos I like to do live because it seems like there's some, I don't know, negative stuff about Chris, which I just don't understand. So I do this to reinforce that, like, this guy is honorable. He's, a true gentleman. And if you buy a comic book from Chris, you have nothing to worry about. You're going to get the actual comic book. It's going to be packaged securely. It's going to arrive safely. He sent, like, Monday was like Labor Day. I sent the payment over the weekend. And here it is, like Thursday. So, sent the payment Saturday. Post office is closed Sunday. Post office is closed Monday. It's now Thursday. And here it is at my house. So, we're going to try to do this. Now, I don't know if anyone was paying attention. Last time I used this knife, I actually I took my knuckle off. It was like bleeding. No one commented on that. I thought that was kind of funny. That I was like, oh, wow. I just took my knuckle off. This might take a minute, peeper, because see, this is where I cut my knuckle off. It's no offense to Chris. There we go. There it is. That's the way you like to hear it. That's even better. All right. And honestly, like normally I would not do this live because I know it's not the best visuals, but look, you know. But like I said, Chris has had people that have targeted his auctions with like fake bids and like where he's had to shut stuff down. So I do this for anybody that has heard negative stuff to go, here it is. Like, here is this Dan the Kraken Man experience of buying comic books from the We Love Comics channel. I urge everyone to check out his channel. Yes. I'm so happy. All right. So, here we are. Chris always states that, like, don't buy books on what the cost is now, but where they're going. I've bought so many books from him where, it wasn't cheap, Oh, here's $750 for Amazing Spider-Man 14. Hey, man, here's $1,100 for Avengers #1. But in very short order. I'm not talking 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, where in just a couple of years, this stuff is doubled. And I have sold books that I have purchased from Chris where I have doubled and tripled my money. So this is not coming from the cheap seats. This is like actual factual experience. So, let's do the first one. I'm really excited. Never have owned this book. Fantastic Four, number 52. Off-white to white pages. Came out in 1966. Come on. We know, Wakanda forever. Like, Black Panther is coming. He fully disclosed there is some damage. And I sort of agree with him. I might think that the 5.0 was a little, aggressive of a grade on this. But I've never owned this book. The edges are, 1966. There's some stuff, but like, this is not so bad. I'll pull this out of plastic. First appearance of Black Panther. Wow. Chris was listing this for $899. No one pounced on it at all. It was just like crickets. And so I was like, well, would you take $800? And he was like, yes. If somebody post payment, I will take 800. And this goes back to something he always says, like, ask for deals. I mean, Chris could have said, like, no, I like $8.99 or, F you. He accepted it. And now I own this book. Fantastic Four 52, the very first appearance of Black Panther. That is amazing. So happy to own that. As Chris is known for doing, throws in some bonus comics. They might be good reads. Nothing major. Oh, that's cool looking. Well, I totally want to check that out. That's very cool. He doesn't have to do this. It's like, hey man, you love comics. I love comics. We love comics. Here's some free comics to enjoy. Thank you, Chris. Now, here's one of the ones I sold. And it was the same grade, 3.0. Obviously, first appearance of Hawkeye. This looks so much better than the 3.0 that I had. Mine had like a bunch of sort of like damage around here. There's just like a little bit in the corner. It's the first appearance of Hawkeye. They've done so well portraying that character. I think younger generations of future comic book collectors, as they've watched those movies and that very iconic scene with Hawkeye and Black Widow, is going to drive up the interest in his first appearance. Because on the surface, it's like, okay, cool, I'm good with a bow and arrow. That's not very compelling, but I think they're doing a whole lot to sort of flesh out a deeper layer of, like where he's got that family and there was the Thanos snap. I think they've taken this sort of like, what do you want, C grade, D grade character and really elevated him to a higher tier where future comic book collectors are really going to be like, dude, the first appearance of Hawkeye, that's major. So it is major to me. And wow. Wow. So I'm just sort of like taking it all in. Um, I said I had sold this book. I had seller's remorse. Um, I am so glad to have it back in the collection. This this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So glad to own it. Um, I think all the people like watching the auction, especially when I got Chris to drop it by $100, like 8.99 to 800. I was like, what? 5.0? These things are selling for like $1,200 on eBay all day, and you have to pay for tax and all kinds of stupid. Um, and I was like, okay, well, cool, I'll do it. Thank you, Chris. I'm so glad again I could add books from your collection that you were savvy enough to pick up years and years ago when no one was talking about it, when no one was interested in it, when they thought you were overspending on it. And you made money, I will make money on both of these books. Krakens Lair Comics, everybody, I urge you to enjoy comic books. Enjoy comic book collecting. Have a great night.